Hello everyone, welcome back to Disability Square, or welcome to Disability Square if you are new here. My name is Yusuf Mustafa and I'm a second year PhD student, and I'm physically disabled and I have sickle cell disease. So today I want to talk about my sickle cell disease. Well, not my sickle cell disease, but I want to talk a little bit about sickle cell disease. And I have seen this trend whereby people will start typing something on Google and let Google give them suggestion or the most frequent asked questions on Google. So I have done the same thing with sickle cell anemia. So I'm going to try and answer some of the questions that Google's give me based on my own personal opinion and knowledge. So don't judge me. So let's get into it. So the first question is, how does someone get sickle cell anemia? So in order for you to get sickle cell anemia, you have to inherit it from your parent. So this goes to answer the second question, whereby someone say, well, the Google suggested is sickle cell anemia in genetic or hereditary condition. Yeah, it is hereditary condition, and people only inherit it from both of their parents. If their parents are SS, both their parents are SS, there is 100% chance of them having sickle cell disease. But if their parents are AS and AS, there is about 50% chance of one or two child having the gene, while or the carrier gene or the trait of the disease, while two of their children or 50% of their children having the SS gene or the condition sense. So in summary is that if your parents are SS and or let's say one of the parent is AS and the other one is SS, there's about 75% or 80% chance that three out of 4 children will have sickle cell disease, while one will become a carrier of the disease. So moving on, the next question is, can anybody get sickle cell anemia? And I will say no. If your parents are not carriers or don't have sickle cell disease, you cannot get sickle cell anemia. So not everybody can get sickle cell anemia. You have to inherit it from your parent, and if your parent don't have it, you will not have it either. So yeah, the next question is sickle cell anemia dominant or recessive? Sickle cell anemia is recessive because it is genetic, and only people who have the gene can transfer it to their offspring, if that makes sense. Yeah. So this goes to the second question, whereby they say, is sickle cell anemia genetic? Yes, it is genetic. And another question said, is it a genetic disorder? Yes, sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder because it is a hereditary disorder too. So you can only get it genetically or you inherit it. Yeah. So the other question is sickle cell anemia fatal? Yeah, it is. It is very well. It depends. Everybody has his own experience with sickle cell disease or sickle cell crisis. For instance, my sickle cell disease is a bit different because I only experience mild crisis, most of which are manageable at home, and I tend to manage my own at home. But there are other people who didn't have this luxury, that they have to be admitted into hospital in order to be treated for the sickle cell, for the crisis they are experiencing. And most of them, they will spend like weeks, days in the hospital, and a lot of them even get blood transfusion more frequently. But fortunately for me, I have never been transfused because of my sickle cell disease. Well, I have never been transfused ever, so I am fortunate for that. But a lot of people with sickle cell disease are not that fortunate. So yeah, it is very, sickle cell disease, I can say, is very dangerous having it, especially when the sickle cell crisis started. But yeah, we are strong and we are still surviving. So yeah. The next question is is sickle cell anemia or sickle cell disease life-threatening? Yeah, in regard to the sickle cell crisis, the sickle cell crisis can be life-threatening if not treated immediately. For instance, there are, if to say the hemoglobin, the sickle red blood cells are higher than the normal red cells in the body, it tends to cause crisis, and if that happens, the amount of oxygen a person can breathe in and out is reduced, hence leading to lack of breath or respiratory issues in regard to that. So because of that, if that person is in case or crisis has not been treated immediately, it may lead to death. Yeah, unfortunately. So there is another question that says, is sickle cell disease the same as sickle cell anemia? Yeah, sickle cell disease is like a general term, but sickle cell anemia is like a narrow term for people with sickle cell disease, especially those who are SS and SC. So it's almost the same thing if that makes sense in a simpler term. So another question says, is sickle cell disease common in Africa? Yeah, sickle cell disease is frequent or more prevalent in developing world, like for example Africa especially, and but you can, in India there are a lot of people who have sickle cell too, like India and I think Indonesia. So yeah, but mostly it is more common in Africa or people of African descent. Yeah, so even in America and here in the UK there are a lot of people with sickle cell disease, but people mostly are descendant of African or like Indian or Indonesian descendant. Yeah, it is more common in Africa. So I think that's the only questions I have seen on Google. So if you have any more questions, you can put it in the comment section, or you can put it in on my Instagram, and I will try my best to answer it. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and here on YouTube. Also, I will post this video on Instagram, so I will say follow me on Instagram and YouTube. So with that in mind, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.